Oh, shit. Is that Times Square? That looks amazing. What game is this?
The Division.
Wow. I love the snowfall and all the broken down vehicles and barricades. It's a post-apocalyptic game, right? I figured that out because of all the barricades that I like. Hey, have I mentioned the barricades?
Yeah.
So what do? You lead a division?
It's set in a post-apocalyptic New York that's been overrun by a smallpoxian contagion. Now the city is occupied by quasi-terrorist militants that I have to eliminate.
Then why the long face, buddy? Oh, you're feeling bad about all the innocent victims, huh?
What? No. I'm bummed about this shitty game, obviously.
Well, what's wrong with it? Looks great, it's got a fun premise, the mechanics are solid. That's a thing, right? Did I game talk good?
Sure. Yeah. It has a satisfying shooter-looter game loop, the graphics are great, the mechanics are well-tuned and executed, and the story's acceptable.
Bummer?
Yeah! It's exactly the same as all other Ubisoft games. It's just another copy-paste.
Ubisoft?
They're a developer of a lot of these big AAA games. Assassin's Creed, Watchdog, the Far Cry series. I mean, they make other stuff too, but mostly they make these big annualized franchises and just rinse and repeat.
Whoa, what are you talking about? Assassin's Creed is totally different from this game. That's mostly knives, yeah? This is mostly guns, yeah? Some barricades too? Big difference.
Yes, they're not exactly the same game every time. They're reskins, obviously, but the gameplay and the story is basically the same every time. And The Division is maybe the ultimate example. Okay, this one's set in New York, right?
Yes?
Yeah. Yes, it's not a trick question. It's set in New York. The whole game takes place in this sprawling city that they painstakingly scaled down and rendered. And guess what? So does every other Ubisoft game. Watch Dogs 1 was set in Chicago, 2 was San Francisco. Assassin's Creed will do 2 or 3 smaller cities like Venice or Florence or a small quadrant of the Caribbean, Paris, London. Far Cry is usually some extended section of Tibet or Africa or ancient Oros.
So you're mad because they pick a setting?
No, I'm saying that they basically pick one very specific biome, design all the art to fit within it, scatter buildings and guys around, and never vary the level design. Even if the setting is a different city or season, it's still the same fundamental experience. Call of Duty games will take you to a bunch of different environments in a single game. Jungles, forests, cities, space. And all people do is complain about how similar those are.
But isn't the point of a sandbox game to let you thoroughly explore one specific space?
Sure, and that's great, but Ubisoft also replicates the way you play the game from franchise to franchise. See this thing?
It's a safe house.
Yes, that's what this game calls it, but you could just as easily have called it an outpost or a viewpoint because functionally, it's a checkpoint I have to clear to open up this part of the map. So in order to play all the missions in Lower Manhattan, I have to navigate through hostile territory till I reach this point and perform whatever action is required. In this game, I just press a button to talk to a guy. In Far Cry, I have to kill some guys and then press a button. In Watch Dogs, I have to press a button to hack a mainframe. And in Assassin's Creed, I climb to the top of a viewpoint and synchronize, which means look around, which entails the pressing of a button.
So again, totally different activities.
Different animations. Plenty of indie games have proven that video gameplay can be infinitely diverse. I can interact with this box in a million different ways, yet Ubisoft just reskins and tweaks the same sandbox over and over and passes it off as different series.
So why aren't you playing one of those games?
Because I paid 3 times as much for this! Even the quests are the same from game to game. There's always a stalking hunting one, a clear this building of bad guys one, and a racing one. Always. Every game.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, but you love Grand Theft Auto. You know, don't they just pick a single city and open up the map a bit at a time?
Yeah. Because Ubisoft jacked their formula from Grand Theft Auto. That's like blaming Bram Stoker for Twilight. You are shitting on Bram Stoker right now.
I'm okay with that.
Look, Grand Theft Auto's a series, okay? It's normal to expect some gameplay continuity from version to version. What would Mario be doing if he wasn't collecting stars, right?
Probably snaking out a toilet.
The point is, these games aren't Ubisoft 1 and Ubisoft 2. They're totally different franchises, theoretically, with different gameplay, story, and setting. They're even different genres. Far Cry's a first-person shooter. Assassin's Creed is a third-person action-adventure game, and Watch Dogs is Grand Theft Auto with better phones. I mean, it would be like someone promised you a rom-com, a western, and a thriller, and every minute of all 3 movies gave you the exact same feeling. You'd feel cheated, right?
Not if I like the feelings. I mean, yeah, it sounds formulaic, but so are all 3 genres of movie you mentioned. Look, I think it's just what happens, you know, when you live in a constant narrative cycle like we do. The designers and creators, they whittle their product down to the exact thing that hits our pleasure sensors, and then they find a way to repackage it and do it again. What's wrong with that? I mean, you buy all the games, right?
Sure, I guess.
And you play them all the way through, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm amazing at that. You know, I heard the new GTA is gonna be in London.
Really? Holy shit, that's gonna be so fucking cool.
All right, I can't wait to rocket launch a bunch of bobbies.
You know what? I bet they're gonna base it on the Guy Ritchie films.
Oh, which one?
Swept away! I'll get the DVD, you get the NES ready.
Okay. Do we have Coco or are we out of Coco?
We got Coco.
Yeah, baby! Nesting up, it's all nesting.
Me and my buddy.
Ready for you.
Oh, time.
Get warm. Kind of stole the mic.
Hey guys, Saturday, April 8th, we're doing a live after hours. Katie Willard, Daniel O'Brien, Soren Bowie, and I will be coming up with movie ideas too awesome to get made. Tickets are $7. There's probably more information somewhere on your screen and a place to click and buy them, so do that.